Sunday at round 3 of the New Zealand Superbike Championships. We are excited. The sun is shining and the conditions could not be better. We're going lap record hunting in a number of classes, so look out for this one here as we get underway, coming up 6 laps.
And with those of you watching on Ctas, can check it out because you'll see the black digit on the orange background. That represents a 250 production bike, so you should be able to pick up a distinctive difference in potentially in some of those battles. And there's the split for the grid, so literally they have come to form 4 lines. They hit 4 notes through 3 grid draw, and then that second group at the back of that on probably what you're going to call sort of a split grid, but it's not a split start. They are all going to go under the same light as Brad's highlighted, and we'll let Brad take us away when we get underway. I want to do a shout out to our awesome Ruapuna Motorsport Rescue crew, and we'll be talking more about them. And they're sponsored by Wasteco, and Wasteco did a huge job here yesterday because we've just received a note that they actually cleared 15 cubic metres of water, so maybe it was a bit more than the heavy drizzle that I'd outlined earlier, but anyway, you get the idea.
All right, we and the marshals are in. We're under starters orders now. We've got lights that come on above the start straight. When they go out, we're away. And the first race of the day is away. A great start. All 3 of them on the front row, side by side. So the 250s are away first. And the Supersport lightweight, as it's called, it's got a number of different names it's gone under in the past, but I quite like a Supersport lightweight. It's a great little name. And we've got our 150 bucket races all in there. So let's get excited about this one here as we go into turn number 1. The first time here on the Super Sunday. And great to see a big pack of them. There's about 6 of them all dicing into what used to be the Liqui Moly straight now. Wasteco with their awesome rescue team and their sponsorship come on board. So the Wasteco straight into Pothole, which has had some major renovations over the last 18 months, and no longer a big pothole there, but still the affectionate name we give that corner there. And then they fly into probably one of the tightest corners in New Zealand motorsport, the Euromark hairpin, and a very narrow exit on there, great for block passing, and we're going to see a lot of that today on our beautiful Grand Prix day as we see into Fulton Hogan. Beautiful flowing section here. They go left, right, left again, and then into this magic corner known as Nana's, or the official name for it, the Christchurch Casino Carousel. It's a beautiful sweeping right hand. It's got a couple of apexes there, and you've got to be so careful. Line up your exit of that corner and get on the gas, but you've got to be patient. It's a beautiful lap here at Ruapuna. We've got one on the grass on the entrance to the carousel. Everything A-OK there, but our race leaders, any one of these 5 have broken clear and into the Southern Salvage section here on the way into this beautiful Aeon Dipper. And from the Ctas footage, or where we sit in the commentary box, you can see them go in and out of it, but from the pit wall, when you look across there, the bikes actually go out of sight. They go under the horizontal vision you've got from the pit lane, so a pretty awesome part of the track here. And then of course you round it off with the turn 11 Rock FM sweeper. It's an amazing lap, but one of the coolest parts of New Zealand motor racing, and one of the best places to ride your motorcycle. Mike Perro Motorsport Park at Ruapuna. It's alive and well. We're on Grand Prix day here, and let's get an update of our 250 production. They've made it bold for it. You can see the top 7 all from that category, and it's the 71 of Simon Lawrence. He's got a narrow advantage, but it's only a bike length in it maximum as they go down. We'll give you an update here when we have a look at our 250 production team. Nick Hayes, the one in 2nd place, Hayden Freeman there. I then look to Nick Clark, top qualifier. He's in 4th place. Tarek Dean there in 5th with Paul Anglin ahead of Tom Clark, and Tim Coopey there in 8th place. That's the first of the Supersport lightweight boys getting it into the mix, so look out for lap times and come alive. A good 6-lap race. Plenty of time for these guys to get themselves in the mix.
All right, racing brought to us by Access Man, making height easier on 0800 get high, or www.accessman.co.nz for scissor lifts, knuckle booms, cherry pickers, telehandlers and spider booms. All of your availability, 1,200 machines nationwide, 8 branches throughout New Zealand. Access Man making us lift and making it happen. And Access Man, of course, here with Ctas Live, getting the elevation they need to give you the great coverage. So a reminder, of course, you don't have to be here today to keep up with it because you're on Ctas Live. And for all of you out there on Ctas, no matter whether you're in New Zealand or around the globe, a very, very warm welcome to you. You are part of our sport, and we love having you on board with us. And thanks to Ctas, you can see an up-close and personal part of racing, and we're adding the audio into it for the great work. And a shout-out to Joseph out here and Grant, who are doing the amazing visual for you to keep in touch with racing. And what a freight train, what a freight train. 7 of them are all here. 7 of them all. Remember, of course, we had 11 on start. 11 it was, so that's why Brad's called it the first of the other support class class lightweights are in 8th place, and there's a little bit of a gap that those 250s have gone for it in the group of 7. Simon Lawrence, Nick Hay, Hayden Freeman, they were the ones before. Nick Clark, now here's Nick, top qualifier, and here he is only in 4th place. So we come through the Rock FM sweeper and looking excited as we get out there. And we watched on that first lap because the leader went way over to the inside, and he done it again. Look at the freight training going on. The others knew he was going to go there, and they've all gone with it. Now the first four are going to cross the line in what is 0.1 of a second, because the margins are 0.068, 0.033, 0.049. There is nothing in it, and that is a slight readjustment. So our Supersport lightweight and 250 reduction, with the 250 reduction getting the advantage out there first, and on start today from Dennis. So Simon, Nick and Hayden. So they've just jumped themselves around there. In fact, there is none of those guys have stayed in the same except for Simon Lawrence out the front. So 2, 3 and 4 have all readjusted their positions. And Brad, what a lightweight group to be having further back. What a cool thing to put them in amongst these guys. How good.
Oh, genuine 7-pack at the front here. This is on. They've been swapping paint, swapping position. It's all on. You look over from the commentary box and it looks like there's one bike. That's how close they are. They're side by side into Fulton Hogan. We love this kind of racing and it's exciting. Access Man 250 production. They're the top 7 runners flying. You've got a couple of Supersport lightweight guys there, 8th and 9th place, and they're certainly lapping pretty quick as well. So we're on for a grandstand finish. We've still got 3.5 laps to go, and Simon Lawrence, I think he's been passed now, but he's the one that's led the early laps. And look at that, from 1st to 8th place, 2.2 seconds on the timing screen. So that is exciting. And look at this into Southern Salvage. We've got a genuine 5-way freight train that 6th and 7th place are just slowly losing touch with that front 5. But as I say that, they sort of brake hard and just a little bit later on the brakes into the dipper. So it's cool to see where these guys are stronger and faster. They're all on exactly the same motorcycle, all the Kawasaki Ninja 250. So everything's all matched in that regard. It's all down to the racecraft and the rider. And I wouldn't be surprised if that 7 continues to jostle and juggle every lap from here on forward.
And I love this one because they come out wide. They're using momentum. Remember, they haven't got the power that other bikes have got, so they've got to use their corner speed to keep it along the straight. In fact, just when they were going to jostle and go for the inside, they've gone for the outside. So Simon leads the way in more ways than one. Oh, second and third, you'd say it by a nose. Man, oh man, that would all there would be in it. I'll tell you what, it's the thickness of the lens of the headlight. There's nothing on there. So it's Nick Clark. He's the one moved up. So Simon Lawrence has gone back as Hayden Freeman's gone up to second. Simon back there to third. And that margin, by the way, 0.002. We only go one lower than that at 1, and then it's a dead heat, so that's to give you an idea. 2 1,000ths of a second between the fight for that second place. Pretty darn cool indeed. So Nick Clark, Hayden Freeman, Simon Lawrence, Nick Hay, they're your top 4. And these guys, of course, production-based tyre as well, so that means they've had their sticker put on the tyre today. They've got to keep the same tyre throughout the day, so having a good tyre to start the day with, and they're all going to stick with that same tyre. 250, it doesn't have the tyre shredding power of other bigger bikes, but I tell you what, that Pirelli's doing some real work out there anyway to see just how good these guys are. They would have been gutted to have lost a race out of the program yesterday, but I tell you what, from a track point of view, this is a way better track first thing this morning than it would have been last up yesterday anyway. There's more temperature in it, there is less water lying around in the circuit, the pits aren't as damp and other features, the air's feeling better, so that these guys will be loving the conditions today. And to think that they're going to pick up on 3 races today, so they've got the magic of this beautiful Canterbury Garden City day to look out for it. Nick Clark, Hayden Freeman, Simon Lawrence, Nick Hay, they're the ones doing all the work out there, and that awesome foursome. Then 5th place has dropped back a fraction. In fact, 6th is closer to 5th than what 5th is to 4th, and then 7th still hanging with them. Still those top 7 all on those 250s. Leading that support lightweight is Logan Jackson. Now that was a change because it was Tim Coppy. Tim Coppy was the man who was doing it last time, so Tim is the one that's dropped back. So there's a to and fro between that fight, and as we look through the Aon Insurance dipper, you can see why they'd be lucky to be 3 bike legs between them as they come down the straight. And Brad, look at that forward, it's only 3 wide.
Oh, this is going to be on. We'll look at the timing screen, and from 2nd through to 4th, it's about 0.04 of a second, so 4 100 separated 3 of them as they come across the line. So that is unreal, and all pay to the hands of Nick Clark. He just put the fastest lap of the race in, and he's sort of bolted clear. He's about 10 bike lengths on them as they head down the West Coast straight, and we are down to the business end too. We've only got 2 laps to go now, and these guys are absolutely going for it. What a race we're in for here. We've got 5th place for Tarek Dean. He's actually just sort of keeping in touch with that front four, so don't rule him out of podium contention either. And then look to 6th and 7th place, which is Paul Angler, Tom Clark, that just hanging on for dear life there. And interesting to note, fastest laps of the race for Logan Jackson and Tim Coopy on the Supersport lightweight, and they're lapping pretty much identical pace to our 250 production boys as well, so that's pretty exciting for them, and they're right on the race pace there. 7th and 8th in this race, but they're 1st and 2nd in class. We then look to try and update
I think, Brad, you're talking about the highlight of the fact that their times are the best times, but if they didn't get a slipstream like that other group of guys, because there literally is a split start from the point of view of their back, although they go at the same time, you're talking of already 100 metres on that start straight that they're behind, and because they weren't in a group to be dragged along, they've effectively haven't had that air momentum to go with the field, so although they show as being the fastest, they're not going to further. So if it tries to make sense out of that, as we see that awesome foursome down through the Aon Insurance Dipper, that's a classic part of the track. Love it here at Ruapuna. We've long used that circuit, of course. Generally, a lot of the other Canterbury Car Club hosted events here are using along that short straight at the back of it, so they don't go through the dipper. We've long done it. It's a bit like using the dog leg, of course, at Timaru as well, which is why, as motorcyclists, we like to have as many corners as possible. And some of the interviews that we picked up on yesterday are the guys that are some first-timers here at the track, getting some good racing. Well, Brad, I tell you what, that's not the big advantage that we had before. You talked about the 10 bike advantage on that. Has it gone the other way?
Well, Nick Hay just put the fastest lap in the race, and he's now way quicker than anyone, so that's a 151. The first one to dip into the 151, so Nick Hay, and he's right on the back of Nick Clark.
Yeah.
So, white flag out, 1 lap to go, and we are in for a showdown here. We've got 1 lap to see who's going to win the first of our Access Man 250 production races, and wow, we've been treated to some absolute pace. All right, we've got still that genuine 4-pack. Any one of those 4 you'd think can win it from here. We've got Tarek there in 5th place. He's sort of hanging on there in a comfortable 5th place, and then Paul and Tom 6th and 7th. Well done to them. We look to our Supersport lightweight team in there. They're in what would be 6th. They'll be 7th and 8th place there, so oh man, this is unbelievable. Logan Jackson and Tim Coopy still unchanged, 8th and 9th, 1st and 2nd in the Supersport lightweight. Evans, top 10, and that's another one of the 250 production, and then David Phillips, he'll be rounding out the podium for Supersport lightweight. We are excited about this one here. We're half a lap away.
I think we've had 2 change with 3 as well, Brad, so that could have potentially been Nick Clark, who was our race leader. I think he's got a chance here, Nick Hay, to be going back to 3rd. It might be Hayden Freeman that's moved up. Remembering Simon Lawrence was one of our early leaders as well. He's back in 4th at the moment, so potentially now, because of course they're similar model motorcycles, and the fact that there's not a contrasting, nobody's sitting out there in a Dave Freeman polka dot set of leathers at the moment, or there's nobody as rad as Brian Bernard that you can pick up by his riding style to be a little bit different. So all 4 of them just look in symmetry as they come through, but I tell you what, Slipstream will come into its own. Who's going to do that last second pounce, Brad, as we come out of the Rock FM sweeper? It is going to be 4 deep, and somebody's got to cut. In fact, there's going to be some lappers in here that may pay a roll. Check it out.
Nick Hayes in the lead. He's leading out of there, and I think he's done enough. He's just going to hang on to it. Nick Hayes is going to win, and it's going to be the 89 of Hayden Freeman, who gets the fast lap of the race, but has to settle for 2nd. Nick Clark, who led for 2 laps of that race, comes home to round out the podium, and an absolute superstar finish there. That was wonderful. Supersport lightweight bikes come through, and there is the 223 coming through in what will be 8th place for Logan Jackson in the race, but that's 1st in Supersport lightweights. Tim Coopy comes home there. That will be 9th for him, 2nd of the lightweight boys. Yvonne Evans rounding out the top 10 in the race, but that'll be a quality 8th place in 250 production. And then we look to the update of the number 10. That's going to be our 3rd lightweight bike there, which is going to be Dave Phillips. Well done to Dave. That's 11th place. Kevin Adwin out there is 12th place. Lucas Guthrie, it's the light, smaller powered Supersport 150 Yamaha R15. So he's giving a lot of horsepower away to these other boys and doing a great job there, running out 13th place. Look to a few more of the updates with 14th for Kenneth Douglas and Noah Gorey. Round out our top 15 as part of our NB Motorcycles leaderboard there. Well done, Supersport Lightweight and 250 Production. What a cool idea to join those 2 classes together. What a treat for race fans. And they get 2 more races on the program here today. And if that's anything to go by, we're in for an absolute treat as we get excited. All right, bit of a wrap up there. Access Man 250 production, all home and hosed, and congratulations to Nick Hay, who led the only lap that counted, comes home in first place. Aidan Freeman gets home for second place, and then Nick Clark rounding out our podium in 250 production, brought to us by Access Man, and then also our Supersport lightweight, brought to us by the legends at Motorcycling Canterbury, and Logan Jackson will get credited with the win in that class there. Tim Coopey will come home for a quality second place, and then look to Dave Phillips. That's your double podium as we're going to cross down to Neil, who'll have our double podium, 6 people to interview, so it's going to be pretty exciting, and just a support race on our program, but they've treated us to some of the best racing we've seen so far this weekend, so long may that continue. 2 more races for those guys on the program.
Well, just here on the dumping grid at the moment, and Angela's one of the first ones down here to welcome the first of our 250 production riders, and certainly want to give them some credit where it's due, and she of course has been a long time campaigner for them.
That was fun. That was so much fun.
Well, as we are looking there for a third place, I don't seem to catch it. Look at the smiles on their faces. How close was that?
It was good. It was real good.
You're puffing? You had to work hard?
Oh, we're real hard for that one.
Yeah.
It's getting warm out there, so
Yeah.
should be good for a good day.
Did you have your nose in front at any stage?
I'm not sure, to be honest with you. I missed a couple of gears, got behind, but yeah, chased back up, get back in there.
So the 250 Prodi bike still a fun bike?
Oh, absolutely. It's good close racing.
Close racing certainly is beautiful. So well done. There we have. There's our runner-up in the pack there at the moment with the 89 of Hayden Freeman. Well done. But here in first place, and certainly making every place count at the moment for Nick. Well done, mate. You had to work for that one.
I certainly did. That was good fun. I couldn't stop smiling around there. But once I got in front of Grandad on the end there, I just had to just knuckle down.
Granddad, that's a bit rough, isn't it?
Oh, mate, he's the master. So to get in front of him, you're doing all right. So yeah, no, I was very, very happy. So yeah. So.
Did you mind having the other guys in the race? Did it add something to it?
Oh, mate, it's just so much fun. I tell you, it's just about as much fun as it is in the pits with these boys. So yeah, mate, if you can get out here on the 250, cheapest racing you can do, the most fun you can have. I recommend it to anyone. So.
Right, is that spurring you on? Do you think you can do it for the Grand Prix?
Oh, I'll give it a shot anyway. I'll see if I have enough steam in the, left up by the end of it, so yeah.
Well done, Hayden. Great race. So there we are. That's our group. Cool. As our other class gets away, we'll get these guys to quickly rock on up. They've got their helmets on board here already, so no mucking around for this one. So Access Man and Motorcycling Canterbury giving us our Supersport lightweight on this one. So, cool to watch. So here we are with David. That was all worthwhile, wasn't it? Oh, David's over there. Sorry, it is too. It is Tim here. Thank you, Tim. Thank you for that. Good correction, but a good race.
Yeah, no, I loved it. My target for the year is to be there, but I'm still 100 metres behind, so it's not happening yet.
But it could happen today?
Not today, no. He's too fast today.
He's too fast. Cool.
I just got to thank Mike Steen for his awesome bike.
So not yours?
No, Mike Steen's and Label X.
Well done. Thank you. Privilege to get that one in for him. So well done. All right, but we've got David over here now. So we do have David. David just wasn't quite in the spot, so we jumped that one a little bit. Oh, look at him. He's catching his breath. Have you just run the Christchurch Marathon?
Feels like it.
How good's the track?
Oh, it's awesome. Yeah. Hard to keep up with these guys, but yeah, it's good fun. Good fun.
Right, better that you've got part of today's program than would have been wet yesterday anyway.
Yeah. Definitely better this morning.
Are you going to last 3 races today?
I'm going to work it out. Yeah, I'm going to try.
Tell us a little bit about your bike.
This is a stock standard RG 150. It's a great bike.
We've seen plenty of those around over the years.
Yeah, well, it's still going well. It's still doing good times.
Good, nice to see the famous RG 150. So there you go, Dribble. Shout out for those bikes. They are still going, boys. And you're sort of looking a bit cool and relaxed on this one. They reckon they can't catch you. What's the secret?
Corner speed. Yeah, don't button off, brake late. Yeah, pretty much.
Thanks, Valentino. You're saying it well.
Yeah, I push very hard.
Oh, he's practiced that one. Oh, that's the quote of the day. Well done. Tell us about your machine.
Yeah, so there's I call it an SB 150 for Super Bucket 150. So it's a Grand Prix chassis with an FXR bucket motor sandwiched in it.
Well done. Cool bike. You have a lot of fun with it?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. Once I worked out all the kinks and the oil leaks and the petrol leaks and stuff, yeah, it's a dream to ride, yeah.
Well done. Supersport Lightweight 150. How cool is this class? And well done. 3 great guys. I'll tell you what, there's a bit of an age variation as well, and there's a bit of a hair team going on as well. So guys, well done. Great race. Over to you guys.